Hi everyone, I'm Consuelo and welcome to Fire Devotionals, and I'll be looking at rest and Sabbath, spiritual and physical restoration in 2024. Well, it's not a one-off thing, it's something that we need to do every day or at least once a week. Every day for the spiritual and at least once a week for the physical. Now let's look at sleep. Some of us don't get enough sleep, and when we do go to bed, we're looking at our phones, we're scrolling for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, half an hour, before we realise how long we've been there. So one thing we can do is stop taking our phones to bed, put it aside somewhere else, and just go to bed and rest. The scriptures say that God grants sleep to the ones that He loves. So sleep is important according to God, because He grants that to us, the ones that He loves. The scriptures also say that we will have a sweet sleep and sleep without fear if we keep our minds and our thoughts on the wisdom and knowledge of God. So again, good sleep is given by God if we're rested in Him, and it's something that He wants us to have. He invented sleep for a reason, yes? So don't feel guilt, shame or condemnation. Just sleep enough. Now for some people, that might be 5 hours, 8 hours, 6. It depends. We're all different. But it needs to be enough for you. Now let's look at rest. Jesus said, "Come to me, all ye who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And rest means to repose, to take ease. So it's a literal resting that God wants us to have. And in Hebrews 4, it says, "Labor to enter into the rest." Now I used to think that labor was spending time with God, reading the scriptures, praying in tongues, praying. To be able to enter into that rest, somehow I had to work out how to enter into it. But if you look at the original Greek word, well, there is labor in there as part of the definition, but most of the words mean to speed up, be diligent, go with haste into that rest. So it's not anything we have to work out or work towards. It's something that's available to us, and God is saying, hurry up, take rest, it's there. So let's not make it difficult for ourselves. Enter into that rest that only comes from our Father. Now we have to know and understand that we're allowed to rest. We're allowed to have a Sabbath. We're allowed to be restored spiritually and physically. Now when you were born again, you were made a brand new creature. We are created in the image of God, and we are spirit. So you as spirit, perfect. But you do need to grow in the things of God and in His knowledge. Physically, we do need to have that rest. We need to have a defined amount of time to rest. Now for some people, resting might actually mean gardening. And for some, that's the last thing you want to do for rest. So you need to work out what a rest is. Jesus said, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So do take a rest. And it may not be a particular day of the week, but plan it in. It's needed, and it's a given gift by God. So take rest and plan it. That's an important thing. Don't go through the week and think, oh, I didn't take any rest. It's a thing that we need to have. It's a blessing from God. And spiritually, well, the rest spiritually should be every day. Take time with God every day, with His Word, pray, whatever it is. And there's no shame, guilt or condemnation in not getting around to these things, but it will affect you, so we don't want to go that way. So make some effort, make some planning, give some thought to taking rest every day spiritually with God, because life in Him is a rest, because it's Him in us that does the work. And physically, at least once a week, take time to have that Sabbath day, to have a rest somehow, in some way, that gives your body a much needed rest. And take enough sleep, because it's a gift from God, granted from God, and it is sweet. So bless you and take rest.